Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computer Studio now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next hour or so, along with Katie.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Gal is here.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Spence apparently logged in but had a problem and had to leave, I heard. I was busy doing stuff.
Yep, he'll be back, I'm guessing.
Nick is not going to be with us. He's traveling. Our number is 561 518 9773. And today's show is made possible by vMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. I have been battling, I don't know why, that O patch again and again, and I just left it now, and it's doing something different. I don't know. But on did somebody say that you can have the Microsoft 1-year security updates on multiple computers with the same login? Or do you have to set up a different Microsoft account for each machine?
No. I mean, the login itself doesn't give you the license, and you can be licensed for multiple machines and still have.
I need to see what's the problem there is, because I installed it on my computer and that was very easy. Set up an account and came here to the laptop in the studio, and it goes to the point where it says, do you want to enroll or whatever? And you sign in, it says something went wrong, and it's been doing it all week long.
Let me guess, it doesn't support Windows 10, the application itself.
No, the only thing I can think of, but the other one is Pro also. I don't know. I tried to set up a different account on this one, the same thing. So
what about LTSC that Spence shared with us?
I was reading about this. I mean, I don't want to have a salad of different things. I'd rather have the same on all the machines. It's probably something simple. I don't know, but I didn't try to dig into it and find out. I mean,
can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My desktop is all screwed up. I cannot get it to load Zoom properly.
You cannot get it to work, period? It's not coming up, or it's
no,
not?
It's not coming up. If it does come up, it's the basic Zoom workplace, and it wants me to log in, that the ID is not there. And then if I try to put the ID in, it just crashes. So it's working okay on my iPad.
Yeah. That's all right. That's the fun of doing stuff live.
Yeah, well.
I guess you weren't listening to what I say about OPatch.
No, I was distracted. I'm trying to reboot my desktop.
I tried again and again, and it wouldn't do it. And finally, instead of just logging in like I was supposed to, I went to prices and I clicked on the free and downloaded the agent, whatever. Had to do it twice, but now it's going and it's counting some stuff. It's showing me, but it did ask me how many I want to install, and their only option is 1 through 9 or something like that. That fits, and which is exactly where I was to begin with. But this time it's going. I set up a different account. for this laptop. I didn't use the same account. So we'll see. So you can tell us a little bit more about that LTSC stuff that you looked at.
Yeah, I just stumbled across that, and
okay. So you didn't try it?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
But I was looking at it and I thought, well, it said, well, here's the differences. It doesn't have some features, and I said, none of these features you would want on a machine. This is really designed for companies that use it for automation, but it's very stable. It's going to be supported for at least 4 or 5 more years.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the how much it costs or that to get it, but it's kind of like some of the Linux distributions where they have long-term support, where it'll be out there for many years until.
Yeah, Gal brought it up, and I said I don't want to have a salad of different.
From what I can see, it's not really going to be any different. It's just missing some features.
Yeah,
and they're features you use.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go.
Yeah, I mean, the main hurdle is volume licensing. It works only with volume licensing. So
yeah,
that's the main hurdle.
It is based on Pro. So.
Oh well. It's all right.
I'll mess around with it if I have some time. Install it. I'm playing around with different Linux distributions now to see what I can move over to and be comfortable with.
Yeah, there was something something came up. What was it? Shoot. Some new Linux. They said that people are flocking to it.
Well, there's some controversy. There's one called. It had 3 different names. It's changed names over the years. And if you go to look for like Linux X or something like that, the new name is something else. And I saw a lot of comments about it saying that it's not stable, and it's buggy and not secure. So apparently it's been out there for a while, but it's just all it has is a desktop that looks just like Windows 11. So
Gal, did you?
I installed it, and it looked okay. But the thing I always look for is, well, how does updates work? Is it clean? And it did clean updates, but I'm just really now at the play around stage. I'll have to look at what the name was. I can tell you exactly what it was.
I mean, it's a bit like the discussion in vegetarianism and vegan cultures where everybody's trying to create meat-like products that they'll be vegetarian. If you want to go Linux, then go Linux. Don't try to make it Windows. You can get the comforts that you like, that the OS supplies in different flavors, but don't try to mimic Windows too much. Try to think what you want and figure that out.
Yeah.
There are a lot of the nice thing about Linux and the design is whatever distribution you get has nothing to do with how the user experience will be. It'll have how the user experience starts, but you can make it your own. The biggest, I mean, just if you go to the Wikipedia Linux page, they have a graph of distribution evolution, right? And it's huge. Like if you cannot fit it on a single screen, right? It's enormous.
A lot of forks.
Right. And I think what the interesting point of that graph more than anything else is a lot of the forks, they come out of some root, right? There are those who are based on Slackware, and then there are those who are based on Debian and those are based on
Ubuntu?
SUSE and Red Hat, right? And these are parallel. They do not merge into one another. They share a lot of the packages, but their package manager is separate and all that, and the management paradigm behind it is different. And so if you there there's a common meme going around, everybody who uses Linux completely agrees with, is there's this sort of graph of acceptance with Linux. Most people, they will start with Ubuntu because Ubuntu has made themselves de facto the easiest to digest access point to Linux. And once they wanna learn more, they start exploring. They start exploring with some Ubuntu forks, eventually saying, okay, I wanna completely understand Linux, and that's the point where most people try Arch Linux. Now, Arch Linux architecture is very different than the way the distributions work for Ubuntu. Arch starts very, very minimalistic. You start collecting the packages you want, and Arch will do the work for you in terms of making sure you got things meshed up. But it's a chore. It's work. It's a learning process. And
It's
so
a lot of learning.
yeah, there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of learning because there's a lot of moving components. There's a lot of choices to be made, and some of those choices are made for you when you pick up a distribution that's built in a certain way, right?
Mm.
And then there are paradigms that are completely new, and like for those who work on Windows or Mac, they make zero sense at all. But for those who work on Linux and understand how Linux works in the behind the scenes, it's very interesting. And those are there's a distribution called Nix, Nix, and there is a distribution called there's an equivalent one that comes from GNU, which is they're called immutable distributions, where there's an ability of writing configuration to define your distribution, the system that you're going to work. And when you take that definition, that configuration, and you slap it on another machine, you will be getting a 100% recreatable exact environment as you did at the other. It's a new concept in the Linux world. So there's a lot going on when in terms of exploring where this goes. Now, going back to your original, looking for a good alternative for Windows or even Mac, right? Just looking for a daily driver that will get you what you want. At this point, I would say go with one of the huge ones.
Mint cinnamon?
Mint is a mint. Yeah, cinnamon. So you can do Ubuntu with cinnamon. It doesn't need to be mint. Mint, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the Ubuntu forks. So it's very, very similar in management. So if you go to and see a tutorial about what to do in Ubuntu or what to do in Debian, it'll be very similar. Cinnamon is the window manager, and Cinnamon is very, very similar to what Windows provides. It's not perfect, but it's very, very close to it. Understand that what you're looking for is something based on Cinnamon, and not necessarily the first part of it. It can be Red Hat, it can be Ubuntu, it can be Red Hat's distributions are called Fedora, right? So the open one, the open source ones. So it'll be Fedora Cinnamon, okay, or something like that. Yeah, I mean,
I guess
it'll be workable.
The only requirement that I'm really looking for is I've got people that I know that don't want to buy a new machine or can't,
Mhm.
and want something, like you said, a daily driver that will let them do what they want to do. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, what's the best one that I can recommend or put on their machine for them. So that's why I'm.
Well, here's your problem, the way I'm hearing it. These are people who are averse to change, and you are going to force change on them, right?
Or
So
they're
there's,
or they don't even realize what the risks are. So
uh,
I know people that,
yes,
oh,
but
Windows 10 supported, and that doesn't affect me. So it seems so.
right, right. I mean, you will lose. Like, the only way you're actually going to succeed is if they are going to pay, I don't know, a few $100 on a new machine, because the interface is still going to be different, but because they shelled out an extreme amount of money, considering they didn't want to do it, right? Uh, then they'll make themselves accept the change. If you'll slap something free on the machine that they have, they will feel cheated out, even though they are going in the right direction, if you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's the psychology here that's gonna knock you out here, not the fact that you're giving them something better. It's because it's gonna be different, they're gonna hate it. So, and because they didn't pay for it, they're gonna hate it even more. So, if they were going and exploring and wanting, completely different scenario. But because they are looking for, hey, I paid the good money for this machine, it worked for me for a long time, I'm used to it, now I need to make a change. They don't want to make that change, and that's
Yeah.
what you're fighting. So
I
yeah.
did have good success with my brother-in-law who had an old all-in-one that was, gosh, it was probably 2015. And it just got so slow. It was Windows 10.
Yeah.
And I went to, I was up in New York and I said, he said, I want to buy a new machine. So I took him over to the closest place I could go and knock this out real quick was Best Buy. And they had things on sale and bought him it was an HP laptop.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
And because he has, you go and look at his list of bookmarks in his web browser, there's 5. So it's golf courses, sports news, Yahoo Mail, and one other. So for
He
him,
knows what he's using his computer for.
yep, as long as he can plug in his phone and it puts the pictures on the machine, and he can do whatever he needs to do. So
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's what counts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eventually,
cost
yes.
$300 for a very nice laptop.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a much simpler solution than trying to convince somebody to accept change,
Yeah,
right? Just because it's possible. So, yeah.
All right.
I did get a hold of I'm helping a friend of mine passed away in December. Good friend for many, many years. And his wife, I told her that I would be willing to help clean out his office when she was ready. She called me, and I was over there for the first time this past week. And I thought I was a pack rat with technology stuff. Oh my gosh. But he had some other interests too that were really drafting and other things. But I came away with that with lots of machines to recycle for her. And one of them is a Lenovo Yoga, which
Yeah.
is the one, the flip over
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
tablet mode. And it's an i7 machine and it has a TPM in it, but it's not supported by 11. I was hoping, oh, maybe it doesn't work. No.
I think I think you can make it work, but yeah, that's
Yeah, I
strange.
don't want to go through
Yeah.
when Microsoft changes something again.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm I
So,
actually created a local user account to try to get away from. I just on every machine I have that's Windows 10, I've deleted The OneDrive, I've deleted all the stuff I can. It keeps getting put back on there again, but I just leave it off.
All right. Who's using Teams?
I'm using Teams.
You are.
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams is about to deal a heavy blow to those who like to work from home for peace and quiet. In a new feature update rolling out December 2025, the platform will track a worker's location using the office Wi-Fi to see whether you're actually there or not. From a boss perspective, this would eliminate any of that confusion as to where your team actually is. But for those people who have found their own sanctuary of peaceful productivity by working from home, consider this a warning that Teams is about to tattle on you. According to Microsoft 365 roadmap, when users connect to their organization's Wi Fi, Team will automatically set their work location to reflect the building they are working in. The location of that worker will apparently update automatically upon connecting. So if you're supposed to be going back to the office, if they said everybody in the office and people are still at home, Teams will let them.
Yeah,
The boss.
Amnon, whoever wrote that article does not know how office work works. If
Okay.
you are expected to be in the office, you do not need a machine to tell us that you are in the office. Other people are there
Well,
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a convenience. What they're describing is a convenience. If you are working from home, you actually want people to know you are working from home and not in the office. That is actually a feature, and I'm going to tell you that they're not going, even though they're going to roll it out into the product, right?
Yeah.
IT people are not going to configure it and activate it
Yeah,
anyway.
I was reading a little bit more about it later, and it did say that it comes disabled. You have
No,
to
it's
enable it.
because you need to configure it. You need
Yeah.
to teach
Yeah.
it where the network is. IT people do not want another system to manage just so it'll track their people.
Well,
So there's probably a single corporation or some large Microsoft customers, right, that requested this feature for some sort of convenience to know if you can, if you can stand out from your desk and go meet the person because you know is in the building. They created it for those people, right?
Well.
For those organizations. Most organizations will not bother in configuring it because it's going to be a pain. It's going to break.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not going to
something
work
else
properly.
to maintain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's not about tracking and knowing whether people are lying or not. It's about convenience. Now, is it going to track? Yes, it's going to track. Is it
Yeah.
is it breaching on privacy? Yes, it's breaching on privacy. But it's not about being able to hide from your boss. That's not the point.
Well, I guess they were trying to make it sound like it's more
Exactly.
than. Yeah.
That's annoying when.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah.
Microsoft. Another thing. Microsoft is retiring Office Online Server. That's not the regular server, it's the online server on December 31st, ending support December 31st, 26, ending support and updates for organization running browser-based Office apps on premises. So a lot of organizations have a Office server on premises,
Okay.
and they all connect to it and get. This is an online server,
Yeah.
so they're doing away with it. I think there. I couldn't find any information, but I think it's because it's not being used much.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's
Yeah.
probably the shift to Office 365.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's right. They want you to shift.
Yeah, they still, I mean, they still need to deal with what's in the industry are called dark sites, right? Sites that do not allow their internal systems to connect to the internet. Those still exist. And I'm wondering, it could be that the amount of customers who are, I mean, let's be truthful, right? If you want to run Microsoft Word, you do not necessarily need to run it web-based. And if you're
Right.
running it web-based, it means the web browser is your main interface, then most likely you are connected to the internet.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
Not most likely you are. You couldn't get to it without.
You can be in an intranet and everything is web-based, but that feels counterintuitive to designing an ecosystem to support your user. I mean, yeah, you might be a Chromebook based system, but no internet. It feels like somebody is doing something wrong, right? It's that's not the design, the best use of the tools that you're handed. So yeah.
Yeah. So who got affected by the internet going down on Monday?
Me.
How?
I was about to say, was that this week? Because apparently all of our external third-party stuff that we use is based off of AWS, like our project management tool, our asset management tool, and I got assigned a project in the morning, and I was like, okay, let me go check out the details on this project in our project management tool. Couldn't access it. I was like, what? Maybe it's my internet. I don't know. So I was running all these tests, and I was running it on mobile in case it was like Ethernet or whatever. Nothing was working. And then I finally looked it up, and it said that Amazon was being attacked. And I was like, great. So I guess our project management tool uses Amazon's cloud service. And then the same thing with our asset management cloud tool. I guess it uses AWS. So yeah, it was really frustrating.
Yes, it was for a lot
But it
of
was in the
people.
middle of the night, most of the outage.
Well, I don't
No.
know what to tell you because I couldn't access my stuff during the day. And it
Oh,
wasn't
I had
until
a lot of customers that call and say, "What's wrong with the email?" I said, "What's wrong?" I said, "We can't get to it." But we're not running on Amazon. But it was a few of them that did that. But
Yeah.
they didn't get attacked.
No, they just messed up DNS again.
Yeah. It's amazing. It says the outage that hit Amazon Web Services and took out vital services worldwide was the result of a single failure that cascaded from system to system within Amazon's sprawling network.
Yeah, it took them an hour and a half, I think. The third update, right? They have a status page. The outage started. The update says we're looking into it.
Yeah.
The second update was we're still looking into it, right? And it's a serious one, blah blah blah, something like that. And the third one is we've identified something in the DNS and we're working to resolve it. This is 2 a.m., right? It still took them. They started applying fixes about, I think, an hour or two afterwards, and propagation of that fix.
Right, it's the propagation.
Took a long time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think by 9 a.m., 10 a.m.,
no.
It was mostly done, but then there were strugglers. But
there were lingering.
I can tell you
problems.
that I didn't get access to my project management tool till around 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's about right.
Interesting.
That's when people stopped.
Yeah, that's 14 hours at least that they were down.
Which caused everybody to panic because I got an urgent request and like, we need this before noon to send it to the client. And I was like, okay. And then I tried to be like, well, what is it? Yeah, and nothing loaded. So I was like, great, I guess the client's not getting it at noon.
Well, so The other story about it is early Monday, an Amazon Web Services outage disrupted banks, games, and Peloton classes. 8 sleep customers faced a different problem. Their internet-enabled mattresses
I saw those.
malfunctioned. People woke to bed locked in upright positions. Excessive heat, flashing lights, and unexpected alarms. The company chief executive apologized and said engineers were building an outage-proof mode. By Monday evening, all devices functioned again. By Monday evening. The
So
mattresses adjust temperature between 55 and 110 and elevate bodies into different positions. They activate soundscapes and vibrational alarms. So, and they're talking about the bid. The advanced models cost over $5,000.
See,
A
this
yearly
is why
a yearly subscription of $199 to $399 is $399.
Subscription to your mattress.
Yeah,
see that's so
is
stupid.
for temperature control. I mean, give me a break.
I do know that I saw on Reddit that somebody was at work and their coffee pot like they had like a big unit that was like a coffee / water dispensary thingy,
Yeah.
and apparently it was cloud locked, so nobody could get coffee or water from this big fancy machine because the AWS server was down, and the person was like, "This is the stupidest thing. Why does it
Well,
need cloud service for
Right.
water?"
Yeah.
That's something else though. That's not a home device. So those are licensed with service contracts, right? And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I'm okay with that. Like I understand why it needs to call home to a server. It doesn't need to be AWS, but it will call home to a server. That server can run anywhere. And that I actually understand. They send people to service this. I'm okay with that. But we're talking about a home, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about your mattress, something you sleep on.
Yeah.
Like, why are you assigning control outside of your home to something that is in your home? And that logic, it goes against the grain with me so hard. Yes, I've relinquished control on a lot of things when it was a convenience. When Gmail gave us 1 gigabyte of drive of free email space, right? Remember that? That was a convenience that made sense back then. Today, like I want as much as I can to run locally because finally it's rather easy to do. And it's not as dangerous as it used to be, right? It's very easy to run HTTPS servers and encryption and protect yourself. And it's easy to run stuff in home automation internally. So yes, there is a learning curve, but if you are really into making your home your own, is learn how to do it, not relinquish control to Amazon or somebody else to decide whether your lights turn on or off. So that's an excellent example of why it's so important, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to go to bed and the blankets are just tight on it? Say, no, you can't get in. It's too early. Nah, no, nope. Anyway. Okay. AI test scores across.
It's listening. It's listening.
It's listening, yeah. Across Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development countries peaked around 2012 and have declined since. Test scores. IQ scores in many developed countries appear to be falling after rising throughout the 20th century. Natalia Kozmina of MIT Media Lab began noticing changes around 2 years ago when strangers started emailing her to ask if using ChatGPT could alter their brains. She posted a study in June tracking brain activity in 54 students writing essays. Those using ChatGPT showed significantly less activity in networks tied to cognitive processing and attention compared to students who wrote without digital help or used only internet search engines. Almost none could recall what they had written immediately after submitting their work. She received more than 4,000 emails afterwards. Many came from teachers who reported students producing passable assignments without understanding the material. A British survey found that 92% of university students now use AI, and roughly 20% have used it to write all or parts of an assignment. Independent research has found that more screen time in schools correlates with worse results. Technology companies have designed products to be frictionless, removing the cognitive challenges brains need to learn. AI now allows users to outsource thinking itself. It's bad. And I'm always going back to the smartphone, or not even a smartphone, automated phones, where you put, okay, Gal's number is such and such. And when you want to call Gal, you just hit a button. Easy. But then if you're somewhere else and you want to call Gal, you don't remember the number.
Yeah, but that's just about.
No, I know. This is the sort of like the beginning. It's because you're not using it. Here with AI, again, you're not using your brains, your memory, your ability to think and go work through a problem. You let somebody
there are two parts to that article, okay?
Yeah,
which
there always
I
are.
feel like they are deceiving and creating a deceiving message.
No, this has been something that there were articles about it again and again and again from different places.
Right, exactly. So the first part was declining IQ tests, right?
Scores, not tests, scores.
Yeah, scores. I think that has nothing to do with it. This is something completely different.
Yeah,
and it's
because
probably
there's
more
nothing to
about
do
how
with
the
it.
tests are being submitted and how they're done. So mixing it into that, there's an agenda for the article. It is to create panic, right? And it's
Well,
doing it, and it's starting by that. The second one is, and you see it in articles, AI is reprogramming the brain, etc., etc. I don't buy that definition either. I'm not saying there's no effect on the brain. I do agree with less brain activity when doing a task, right? Because you are, as the article truthfully said, when you're using AI to tackle a problem, you are outsourcing part of the thinking.
Right.
Okay, I've definitely been there.
Or
right?
all of it.
I don't fully want to be invested in the exploration at this point. And so I offload it to the LLM. And if the LLM brings me the results I want, then great. Then that means I got to do more by activating less. That is exactly what it's supposed to do. It's doing the work of a calculator for me. It's doing the work of, right? So it's the same it's the same discussion about calculators versus doing math in your head. Yes, it is possible to learn to do math in my head fast and efficient, right? We used to have human calculators, but it doesn't mean I need to. So, and tying it all together, right? Show me a college graduate that ended up doing something completely outside their field, which is probably 80% of them, right? And that's because whatever they learned, whatever they did in college, turned out to be not what they actually wanted or not what they actually were good at. And they chose a different path or fell into a different path in life, right? So it was never about cognitive abilities that created their path to success or whatever in life. So all of this focus on ChatGPT is doing the thinking for us. While it sounds very alarming, it can be a good thing because most of the people do not want to. They do not want to think about the security. They do not want to think about the design of things. They want to function in the world, and they're focusing on what they want to do best. It will free up time for those people who do create and who do design or who do elaborate or who do overthink things. It will free up their time to do more of that. Is it a good thing? I mean, that's something that we'll be able to answer probably only in 40, 50 years, right? When we'll look back. Was it a good thing to introduce, I don't know, the car, a vehicle for every person? Yes and no. Was it a good thing to introduce calculators? Yes and no. Did computers do any good? They did good and they did bad, right? It's like everything. The real question that is completely missed here is what's going to happen with AI when it starts making the decisions for us and we follow it blindly. And that's the most important aspect of it, right?
Can you
That's
hear me?
We need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had trouble with I switched over to the desktop again. It's working. It was interesting because this past week, there was a lot of discussion about, well, what happened was the cloud failures just generated a discussion about should we rely on the cloud? And then people said, well, look at all these different instances of what's happening. Judges and lawyers are preparing briefs with AI, and the AI is making up cases. And I thought, well, that's bad, but it's also good because now you're realizing that, yes, this is a great tool, but you really need to think it through. So, and make it work. So, because you can't, so now they're going to have to put safeguards in place with students and with even lawyers. I mean, you have to have what vets the brief that they create. If this was sitting judges who put together comments or judgments and used AI to write them for them. And they cited cases that didn't exist. It's kind of scary, but I want to see it happen. I want to see people become aware of it to say, we got to figure out what the rules are here, how to use this, because it's very valuable.
Well, interestingly enough, if you look at the scientific field, right, they were already doing that. Every paper you submit is vetted by multiple multiple people with credentials, right?
Yep.
So why not do it with judges? Why not do it with, right?
As long as the AI isn't the vetting tool.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you can use the AI, but go check.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the point that is most bothering here is that she's saying that teachers reported students producing passable assignments without understanding the material.
Yeah, exactly like every high school student in the world up until today before AI. Come on.
Cliff Notes.
What's new?
Cliff Notes.
Yeah, but you have to read it.
Yeah, well, that's true.
No, Amnon. 70% of the pupils have never read the content. It's not news. It's just automated. That's all.
Yeah.
Like what I'm saying is they made cheating easier, but cheating was already happening. It's like,
You know, we're living with the consequences of cheating because we see how organizations aren't vetting their people right when they hire them. Used to be, oh, you went to an Ivy League school, you're in, come in. But now they're saying, wait a minute, Ivy League schools don't necessarily mean what they used to because of this. Let's get back to the Ivy League school and make sure that when someone graduates, they have what they're saying they have. So, yeah.
All right, let's switch.
Lipstick on a pig.
The music and movie and all these industries could not do anything about piracy. They were not successful. So what are they doing now? Record labels Sony, Warner, and Universal yesterday asked the Supreme Court to help it boot pirates off the internet. So they're going to the Supreme Court now trying to get help for that. Sony and the other labels filed their brief in Cox Communications versus Sony Music Entertainment, a case involving the cable internet service provider that rebuffed labels' demands for mass terminations of broadband subscribers accused of repeat copyright infringement. The Supreme Court eventual decision in the case may determine whether internet service provider must terminate the accounts of alleged pirates in order to avoid massive financial liability. I don't know about massive financial liability, and I don't know that pirates are actually taking the food out of a lot of people's mouths. Piracy will stay there. I mean, the one thing they don't understand, and it goes again and again, the Supreme Court can do something about people in the United States, not the people that are around the world.
right.
And it is ridiculous to get to this point here to have providers try to be policing what users are doing online. I mean, hey,
yeah, but it's just the first step.
it is.
Think about it.
I know it can.
They will
It can
block
lead.
you from your. Yeah, but they will block you from your ISP, and then they'll say you cannot use a VPN that connects you through Sweden, or you can. Right? It's like, it's a cycle that they want to create. They want to put in the first step. That's what they're trying to do.
I don't know. It seems like, hey, figure out how to solve it yourself. Don't go hide under mommy's apron.
We know what the solution is, right? We all know what the solution is.
Yeah.
Make the prices lower. That is the solution.
Yeah.
Because the moment it is lower, right, then creating a piracy-based solution, then suddenly pirates have no incentive.
Exactly.
Right. There's no incentive. There's no incentivized. No incentive to do piracy. Yeah, different.
Yeah, we see as the subscription base for a large online distributor goes down, they raise the price because they have to keep the right amount of money coming in. So that's if they could. Yeah, it's just
the more they raise the price, the
more piracy there is.
Leave them.
Yeah,
It's as simple as that. Netflix was great when it was the only service and it cost $8 a month.
Yeah.
And since then, it has increased in price and it hasn't become greater than what it used to, right? It's like it hasn't done something substantially. but that's the problem. The way they are measured to their holders is only by the increase in income that they are bringing.
Wait, I
And
can get a Netflix $8 a month, but it comes with ads.
that's today, yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right? Like
The ads. Well, it's interesting because I noticed that when I watched, so I subbed to Netflix to watch some stuff, and then and at the time, Demon Hunters, that big movie, came out,
Yeah.
and there was no ads on it. But then after that, when I was watching other stuff, they would have an ad at the beginning, ad in the middle, and maybe an ad at the end. I don't know. I just would turn it off.
I would think that that's better than YouTube TV. One in the beginning, one in the middle, one at the end. Don't you get commercials in YouTube TV? Don't you have commercials in any of these streaming services?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
If you
it
pay
used to be
for it.
commercial free, but now
Yeah.
they're all of them with commercials.
But what I'm getting at is that depending on how popular an item it is, and I guess how much they sell it for, like ad space, they put the ads in different places. Because then I was watching something else, and it was a movie, and it was having ads like you were watching it on TV. You know, like every commercial break was like, I don't know, 10 minutes or whatever it is. And that was really annoying, and I ended up stop watching the movie. But there was like no consistency over when the ads happened. Because like I said, I watched Demon Hunters the whole way through, and there were no ads.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah, they didn't figure out yet how to do it effectively.
Yeah, they've been trying for 50 years with ads. They haven't figured it out yet. It's only good for the advertiser. It's never good for whoever's watching the content.
Talking about watching, hackers have been spreading malware through more than 3,000 YouTube videos advertising cracked software and game hacks. This is coming from Checkpoint cybersecurity firm. The campaign, active since at least 2021, tripled its video production in 2025. The videos promote free versions of Adobe Photoshop, FL Studio, Microsoft Office, and game cheats for little titles like Roblox. Fake comments created the appearance of legitimacy. So some of these things can get you, and why doesn't YouTube remove them? I don't know.
They'll remove them eventually. But
eventually,
one of them requires, looking into it.
Did you try to say the word COVID back during COVID in a podcast? You say it, and the next week you were cut off.
But that was easy because everybody said COVID. So if you boot somebody by mistake, right, then the chances are they did talk about COVID and it was a violation, right? Now, if you boot out somebody who's talking about your game, you will most likely be booting yourself because you're the one who's talking most about your game. So it's not as if it's so widespread that it's everywhere and you are risking, right? It's about efficiency and what's the cost and all that.
All right, we all like to use new stuff and try. So a web browser linked to Chinese online gambling websites and downloaded millions of times routes all internet traffic through servers in China and covertly installs programs that run in the background, according to findings published by network security company Infoblox. The researchers say the Universe browser, it's called the Universe browser, which advertises itself as offering privacy protection, include features similar to malware such as key logging and surreptitious connections. So there's no need to try another browser, really. We have enough mainstream browsers, and if you want to look at a new one, wait and read about it before you try it. Don't fall for it. It's bad. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, we were talking about Apple's. Oh yeah, they never get viruses or anything like that. They never get hacked.
Oh no.
A new
not now.
malicious a new malicious campaign is targeting Mac OS developers with fake homebrew, LogMeIn, and TradingView platforms that deliver info stealing malware like Amos, Atomic Mac OS Stealer, and Odyssey. The campaign employs click fix techniques where targets are tricked into executing commands in terminal, infecting themselves with malware. Researchers at threat hunting company Hunt.io identified more than 85 domains impersonating the three platforms in this campaign. That's only what they identified. And apparently it's hitting people. I mean, it's not this is the human side of it. It's not just technical, it's getting you to do something. Bad stuff.
It's either getting you or getting the AI operating whatever browser you're running to do it.
Possible.
It might be related to the ChatGPT Atlas launch on Mac OS, by the way.
Ah.
ChatGPT launched Atlas, their web browser on Mac OS, which is supposed to be this agentic web browser, right? That ChatGPT is built into the browser, and you can ask it things to do for you. So I'm thinking this might be the reason. Yeah.
Maybe. Very possible. But there's some good news about Apple. Apple has begun shipping US-made AI servers from a new factory in Houston, Texas, part of its $600 billion investment in American manufacturing and supply chains. Apple COO said on Thursday that the servers will power the company's Apple Intelligence and private cloud compute services. Apple is using its own silicon in its Apple Intelligence servers. And he said, our teams have done an incredible job accelerating work to get the new Houston factory up and running ahead of schedule. And we plan to continue expanding the facility to increase production next year. The Houston factory is on track to create thousands of jobs, they said. The Apple servers were previously manufactured overseas. So that's good news. They were probably cost a fortune because they're made here.
Yeah, knowing Apple, that's probably right. It sounds like they're trying to compete with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, outside of the GPUs that they make, they because they have become these pioneers of AI and the silicon that AI is running on, they have development kits that are today they cost around $250. So it's not like extremely pricey. You basically get like a small server, right? ARM-based CPU and a bunch of GPU cores with a ton of RAM on it that you can put on your desktop and connect to it with your computer. So you'll still need a computer to connect to it, but you can run different models on it. They have like a web interface where you choose the model, it creates the API entry for you. It's all local. It's all running locally on inside your network, and you can experiment with what AI can do when connected to local services. So it sounds like Apple is trying to do something similar in this term. It is going to be interesting just because Apple does do has a very, very good track record in removing friction, right? In providing an interface that is very, very easy to use at first. So that is going to be an interesting aspect. But then again, it's Apple. So we also know it's going to be tied to Mac OS. It's going to be tied. It's not going to be like if you're outside of the Mac ecosystem, I'm guessing it's not going to be fun. It's only going to be fun if you're really deep invested in the Mac OS ecosystem.
I don't know that you're looking for it to be fun.
No, what I mean is in order to develop something for it, you will need to have a Mac OS running the development tools by Apple. That's what I mean. You will not be able to run a Windows machine with Visual Studio Code and connect to it, right? It's going to be, unless something has shifted enormously in their paradigm, it's going to be tied to the entire iOS system, right? iOS and Mac OS systems.
No, yeah, it will be. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do.
I don't know about supposed to do. If you're creating something that that is designed for development and exploration, then it shouldn't be closed. It shouldn't be in a walled garden, right? So, but that's their track record. That's what they did throughout history, and I'm guessing that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
On the lighter side,
yeah,
who's a fan of Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call? What's that?
That is what I bought. That is a fully licensed version of the Proton Pack from Ghostbusters.
It's the right size too, or is it
the right size?
Jeez.
But never cross the beams, man.
And you turn it on, and it powers up like it sounds in the movie. You press the button to fire, and the tip of it makes all the sounds, and the tip of the thing lights up. And then when you turn it off, it goes.
But Spence, is it connected to AWS though?
No, it's not actually. That's why I bought it, because it's completely standalone. But I go to trivia on Thursday night at a local brew pub, and it's going to be a Halloween costume night Thursday night for trivia.
Awesome.
So I thought, I already have the jumpsuit. I found this thing at Ollie's years ago that was like the same, not exactly the right color, but really looked like the jumpsuits that they wore. So I've had that in the closet. I said, yeah, I really wanted to. And I looked at building one of these, like out of foam blocks and all that stuff. I said, I'm going to buy it.
Did you get it already?
I did.
And is it, quality built?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
it
cool.
looks, it looks, if you were looking at it, I took a picture of it, you look and you say, it looks like something that would be a prop from the movie. Now, of course, the movie prop is going to be different, but this is made with licensing to do it, make it look exactly right. So if you compared this to what you see in the movies, it is authentic.
It looks like there's a motor in there.
Oh, it's not real.
Oh.
The lights are real. And the wiring is the way it's supposed to look. And the wand, all that stuff is the way it's supposed to look. So it'll be fun.
So what would happen if two people have it and they cross it.
Yeah.
Then you create a rip in the time-space continuum. You got to be careful because you never know what can come through.
Neato.
Yeah.
Just a bit of fun. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
wanting to do this for a long time, getting something like, or build something like this. Now, why am I up there twice?
Now you need to
No,
find
I'm
a
not.
station wagon.
A Cadillac, it's a Cadillac hearse.
Was it a hearse?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I saw
Anyway.
one in a parade one time. Somebody had built a replica of it. Oh,
Nice.
interesting.
All right.
Oh, but just the last thing on Zoom, it completely wiped out everything, everything I had, all my backgrounds that I had saved and all that were gone. So something completely toasted my.
Did you reinstall it or you just
I
deleted
reinstalled.
stuff?
I had to reinstall. It wouldn't start. So something wacky was going on, and now it's fine. It's working okay.
Yeah.
It's back to where it should be. Just irritating.
Oh, well. It's all right.
Yep. Oh, and golly, you're talking about having a local backup for your Gmail, for example. You can use Google TakeOut.
Yeah.
Yeah, is a great way to do it. You don't have to load a client to save it.
There is one. So Google Takeout, I mean, yeah, but you still need to download it, right?
Yes.
There's an open source. I forgot its name. I think it's Get My Mail or something like that. I'll find it later. What it does, it can either use Google Takeout files and spread them into and like make sure that it can be ingested by old-fashioned mail clients. So if you're looking to migrate, for example, it does that, but it also knows how to take like a Google Takeout or connect directly to Google and download everything for you in a local format and then upload it to an IMAP server, for example. So yeah, there's a lot of solutions out there. I remember exploring it when they said that they're gonna stop free Google workspaces. So
I think I'm gonna look at. I'll do this just purely as I'll just set aside a drive and I'll do a backup of the whole thing, and have it available. And then I'm going to probably use Thunderbird put it on one machine and then do a full update with everything and then just not use it.
Yeah. Thunderbird is being actively developed. Once again, it's out of Mozilla at this point.
Yeah.
But there's also a fork, I think, called Betterbird.
Betterbird?
Yeah,
Betterbird.
Yeah. Take a look at both of them.
Yeah.
There are other mail clients. I haven't found one that I'm comfortable with. I still go back to web-based solutions.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, just get the latest Outlook. It's great.
No.
No, it's not.
Not that, but check out Sojo, SOGO. It's supposed to be like an open source Outlook like online, like a web-based Outlook alternative. Haven't played with it too much. It is a chore to install. It's not like just run something simple.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
Oh, I looked it up. It says Sojo is a Japanese restaurant.
Well, then you're looking at the wrong Sojo. SOGO.
Oh, so that's their sideline, is they have an Outlook clone along with your sushi.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's this time of day again. Anything else? Anybody has to add? I guess not.
Nope.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thanks, Spence. Thanks, Gal. Thanks, Katie. See you later. And good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Donna, Dina, Mati, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael. Thanks, everybody, for tuning to Computers to Canal. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive, update your virus scanner, and change any same passwords wherever you use them. We'll be back here next Sunday at 9, but you can always reach us at computerstocanal.com. Again, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 a.m., Nick hosts the Carolina Journal News Hour on WBT 1110 a.m., 99.3 FM in Charlotte. And it's on YouTube. So just go to YouTube and search for the Carolina Journal News Hour. And Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 a.m., Nick hosts the Nick Craig Show at nickcraig.com. And that's also on YouTube. Just go to YouTube or just go to nickcraig.com and get all the details. Let's see what's. Oh, no, that's Gal in the chat. All right. Well, have a great week, and we'll be back together next week.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.